Hey there, Clashers, and thanks for stopping by Clash of Clans Gameplay. I'm Brian with 49er War Clan, bringing you a war recap of our recent war against China Rush 4. Unfortunately, we weren't quite able to pull it out. It was a close war with just getting notched out here, 103 to 101. Some amazing attacks by our enemy. Overall, it was a pretty good war by ourselves as well, but we just weren't able to pull off as many Town Hall 10 3 stars as what our enemy was able to do. So we'll jump into the replays here, and the first one we're going to go ahead and look at is one from my Gold Rush account, which is going in with a Walking Queen utilizing 4 healers, 10 wizards, 8 Valkyries, 12 hogs, a golem in the CC, 2 jump spells, a rage spell, a heal spell, and a poison spell. So pretty standard into how I look to deploy it. Now in this base, because of the anti-3 layout, I couldn't really lure the clan castle. What I've been doing a lot lately has been trying to lure. So whenever there's a chance that the clan castle's in a position that I could drop a hog or 2 hogs to be able to lure the clan castle, I'll do that so the clan can deal with them. Typically, I'm going to find dragons in the clan castle and then maybe 3 loons to go with it. And with using a poison spell and the healers, you can go ahead and take down that CC. If it's a lava hound, you can drop a couple whiz in and take it out that way as well. So either way, it works really well. And make sure that that doesn't affect your raid, because dragons or loons can be a problem for your Valkyrie in the core. So if you're able to lure, I think is a better position, but that's not always possible, and as in the case in this one. So I just had to be able to go in and kind of make sure I do all right with it. Unfortunately, there was a lava hound. Lava hounds don't really affect the Valkyries as well. So I did, once I had the queen kind of going around there, I ended up needing to use the ability to get her healed back up and keep going, and then use the golem to clear out some of the outside structures with some whiz, and then drop the Valkyries to break through the wall, and then utilizing the jump spell to the enter to the core, and the second jump spell to get to the back side of the base. Once the backside of the base, those defenses start to fire on either the Valkyries or the king that's in the core, that's when I'll go ahead and start to drop the hogs in a spread fashion around, and they can go ahead and go through. Now, obviously, in this instance, you did have the lava hound did get popped, and so that's a little more problematic for the Valkyries, but the healers actually were able to switch to the Valkyries and keep them up. King starts going around. Queen still back up at full health, so in a good position here, and as you can see, then I just go ahead and pop the king's ability. And once I did that, we're pretty well good at this point with the queen now being able to come around and finish cleaning everything up. That's going to go ahead and end in a 3-star. So I'm really liking utilizing this strategy. This is my go-to for being able to hit any Town Hall 9s. And I've been on a good run as of late with getting 3-star attacks on these. I've had a large number of 6-star wars utilizing it. Occasionally, I still do get the fails to where I might only get 2 stars, or even, I think recently one time I only had 1. But more times than not, I'm able to get the 3 stars, which is obviously very helpful to us in a war. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the second attack here, which is KYR going ahead and taking out their number 28. And he's got a Go Hog attack, but it's a little bit of a different Go Hog attack. So it's a pretty fun attack to see in the fact that he's mixing in earthquake spells. So KYR is going in with 2 golems plus the golem in the CC, 10 wizards, 3 wall breakers, 2 giants, 20 hogs, 4 earthquake spells, 2 heal spells, 1 poison spell. And so he's dropping that earthquake spell to take out the wall in the core, then utilizing the wall breakers to get to that outer wall. And then he starts to go ahead and funnel his golems into the middle to take out a good portion of the base on that initial onslaught, and hopefully get to what could be some center double bombs and for the double giant bombs and everything, and try to make sure that gets triggered by his golems, and then start sprinkling in the hogs. And this is definitely very important to any Go Hog attack anymore, especially when you're seeing these anti-3 layouts, is being able to sprinkle your hogs in works a lot better into hopefully triggering 1 giant bomb at a time as opposed to 2, or if you do trigger 2, that you don't have a large group of hogs that are going to put you in a dangerous spot. So right there, as you saw there, he was able to get those hogs on the back end, trigger 1 of the giant bombs, and then trigger the second one. Had he triggered both of them at the same time, he would have lost that entire group of hogs, and it would have prevented him from getting the 3rd star on this attack. So being able to save a couple hogs and look to kind of funnel them in appropriately, be real smart within your surgical deployment is what enables you to finish out. So great attack by KYR here into getting us a 3-star. That's going to be all the 3-star attacks that we're going to look at from our side, just because there was some really interesting 3-star attacks from the enemy. So we'll go ahead and jump in to see some of those. I think it's pretty useful. I mean, amazing some of the war compositions and strategies they came up to be able to get 3 stars. So we're going to look at a defense here by Gold Rush, and this is Eddie of the enemy clan. And pretty impressive attack here as he's coming in, and his heroes are not maxed. They're in the low 20s. So Eddie's coming in with a Go Hog attack himself, which is 2 golems plus a golem in the CC, 9 wizards, 4 wall breakers, 3 giants, 20 hogs, 1 jump spell, 1 freeze spell, 2 heal spells, and 1 poison spell. So he goes in and he's able to break in through that wall, be able to trigger and get the CC popped out, and get his queen and his king down in there with the golems, obviously, and he's clearing out a good portion of the base. Same thing, he goes through the sprinkling of the hogs. He did lose a few to the spring trap there, but again, by not putting too many in one spot, puts him in a better position for it. And then very smart into his use of the giants to be able to drop them to take some fire, and then drop the hogs behind it so that he's able to keep his hogs upright for a longer period of time. Now, this, I think, was a second attack, so he knew exactly where the double giant bombs were, and he used that to trigger on his initial raid. And then, obviously, he had, I think, a pretty fortunate part there that he only triggered 1 of those as opposed to 2, is that he probably still would have got the 3, though, because he had done so well on his initial kill squad and golems. So it was really a solid attack by enemy number 27 there, and kind of go ahead and speed this up there. As you can see, for sure it's going to be a 3-star. So nice attack by them. And then from here we're going to jump into 2 more 3-star attacks to look at, and these are going to be by Town Hall 10s versus our Town Hall 10s. Both Queen Walks. I think pretty impressive to see what they did. So we'll jump in and look at the first one, which was enemies number 16 against our number 16, Gary. And he's going in with a Queen Walk that consists of 5 healers, 7 wall breakers, 3 minions, 1 giant, 2 lava hounds plus a lava hound in the CC, 17 loons, 5 lightning, and an earthquake. So not what you typically would see as an army composition. So he goes ahead and drops the 5 earthquake and is able to take out the clan castle as well as one of the inferno towers. So he's on a really good spot to begin with, and we ran all anti-3 layouts. So we knew this was going to be a tough war for us, so we were trying to get into a position to minimize the amount of 3 stars. And if we could have got to a point of a tie, we actually would have won because we had the damage benefit over them had they not been able to 3-star 2 extra bases than what we were able to. So now he's splitting up his heroes, and he's splitting up his heroes utilizing the healers into being able to use the queen to take out 1 air defense, and then utilizing the king to go through and take out a couple defensive structures between a cannon and take out an archer tower, and then take out another air defense. So if you look at what he's been able to do in the initial phase of his attack with the queen, or both heroes, and then the spells, he's able to take out the clan castle, 2 of the air defenses, and an inferno. And when you're talking about backing that up with a Go Lava attack, that's just putting you in an unbelievably beneficial standpoint to be able to just take this base out. So he obviously set it up very well, just very amazing into how he put it together in such a surgical deployment. So then he goes through and then just not even having any spells left at that point, because he used everything to take out that inferno and 1 in the clan castle. And so he's basically just needing the loons to take out that 1 multi-target inferno that was left. And once he did that, he's in a good spot and just making sure to have proper timing on his last lava hound, and then be able to sprinkle the balloons in behind and get himself into a position that he's going to clean up the rest of the base. So he only has that 1 air defense that potentially could have ended it, but then he still obviously also got the queen at full health with those healers, and that's a huge advantage to this raid as well. and just an amazing attack. I mean, I've seen some of the Queen Walk attacks. I've seen some of the 5 Lightning attacks. I hadn't seen this combination, so it was pretty interesting. And when we jump into the next one here, it was even more interesting than this one. So pretty interesting attacks to go ahead and see. So one more attack we'll go ahead and look at, which is this is going to be enemy attack. I think they're number 6 attacking our number 9, which is a completely max hero anti-3 layout that we have. And enemies coming in with 7 healers, 6 wall breakers, 5 minions, 1 giant, 17 loons, 1 lava hound plus a lava hound in the CEC, 2 rage spells, 4 haste spells, a freeze spell, and a poison spell. He goes through and breaks into the first wall, utilizing the Queen with the healers to be able to take out a bunch of the structures, take out the first air defense. Healer's not able to heal against that Inferno, but what he'll end up doing is popping her ability, and that allows him to get that Inferno down, and then the Queen gets healed back up, utilizes the poison spell with perfect timing to get the Queen to slow her rate of fire, which allows his Queen to overtake that Queen, as well as slow the rate down of fire on the dragon, and allows him to take out the dragon. And so it's just crazy with those healers and with the Queen there that he's able to take out so much of this base before even doing anything else. And at the same time this is started going down, then he drops the King through that other quadrant to be able to take out another air defense, and then he's able to drop his first, just drop 1 loon. That's enough, because the loon's not going to get taken down quickly enough by just a wizard tower. So that 1 loon takes down a wizard tower, goes ahead and takes down a mortar, and is able to then start working on the cannon. And so it was amazing to that, and then everything else starts to funnel from there. And utilizing the haste spells is speeding everything up, and at the same time, while he had his Queen in the center, had all these defenses firing on his Queen, and she's able to stay up from all those healers while all the other troops basically are funneling around to destroy everything. So very much so, he had the Queen with the healers playing as blocker for his loons, which is not something you typically see in an attack. So pretty amazing attack to see in how he manages that through. And obviously, as you see, is it's starting to wind down here with having that Queen at full health, only a couple defenses left, and he still had another loon to go ahead and drop in. That it's for sure a 3-star. Very impressive attack. So it was interesting to watch some of these attacks. Certainly disheartening for us to lose the wars. We've been on a pretty good win streak, but it is what it is. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this war recap. You know, we move on, but hope you enjoyed watching these videos and seeing some different attack strategies. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, clash on.